What is going on, guys? It's your boy ShadyMikeGaming, and welcome to another NBA 2K22 jump shot fix. Today, we're going to be working on New York Knicks superstar, Duke superstar RJ Barrett. Now, if you all like this type of content, be sure to smash that like button. Also, subscribe with those notifications turned on for more videos just like this. Be sure to also leave me a comment. Let me know who you all want to see next. Special shout out to everybody in the stream gang who helped me come up with this jump shot. Couldn't have done it without you. Make sure you subscribe with those notifications turned on. We are almost to 17,000 subscribers. That's a crazy number. Thank you so much for all the support. But other than that, y'all, let's get right into it. Now, on stream, the emphasis was on getting RJ's hand on top of the ball when he's releasing, because that's what we were looking at. It's very difficult to find some footage for RJ really close up, and when we were looking at the stills, that's where his hand was. Realistically, on the footage that I looked at with him shooting, his hand placement is inconsistent. A lot of times that hand slides down to the side of the ball. I'm going to show you all how to replicate both of those depending on which one, where you really want his hand placement. But when I actually saw him shooting in motion, that wasn't a really big emphasis. His hand wasn't on top of the ball. The things that stuck out to me with RJ's shot was, number one, the way that he brings the ball up. And I'm sorry, the camera's fighting with me a little bit here, but you're going to notice when RJ goes to shoot, he brings the ball up kind of on the left side, or well, he's left-handed, so on the right side of his body, and he straightens out that shooting arm before shooting it. What you'll also notice too is he has no significant motion on that offhand during the shot. That offhand kind of just stays back, and it kind of just hangs back. It doesn't flick, it doesn't flare, he doesn't have a thumb flick. That offhand really just stays back on the shot. He kind of, when he shoots, he kind of curls his hands up. That's not something that we could replicate in the game, but that is one thing that I wanted to make sure I captured, just that lack of motion on the offhand when he shoots. Now, when it comes to RJ's base, the number one thing we are going to be looking at is orientation. We're going to keep a look at his legs. We're going to keep a look at his feet. They're going to be pointed heavily to his right. Now, we have three bases that we're going to be looking at. They all capture this in different ways. The number one thing about RJ is he shoots in a couple different ways, and that's very common, but we kind of run into the same dilemma we ran into with D'Angelo Russell. Sometimes he does like some flails and some kicks with his legs that we can't really replicate in game. But the number one thing that I wanted to, well, the top two things, excuse me, I wanted to capture with RJ were two. Number one, his orientation, the way that his body faces all the way to the right. Like if you look, like his entire body is looking to the right, with his legs. And when he elevates, he brings his legs together, and he does he kind of like claps his feet together. So we have a couple different bases that do that here. This one is much more straight up and down. We also have one that kind of is much more athletic and he jumps forward. And then we have one that's not very athletic. It's kind of stands in place. He does all of these bases. It's up to you, personal preference. I like to go really in depth and give you all options in terms of when players have, quirky things that they do with their shot. So we were able to capture that very well here with this shot. And here we are back again with the alternate base. This one is base 112. And you're going to see again the same things that we're looking for. Look at his body, look at his orientation. He's pointing the other way. When he elevates, you see his legs stay pointed that way to his right. You'll notice he kicks those feet together. But one thing about this shot is it's got a little bit more sway to it. So he kind of comes down. It's got a little bit more sway to it. So I like this one as well. And last and definitely not least, this is the base that we were using on stream. This is base 17, and this one again is going to cover all of the bases. This is the most athletic of the bases that we've chosen, so when he elevates, you'll see that elevation, see him kick those feet together, and then they spread again on the landing. I thought this was my personal favorite on stream. A lot of people didn't like it though, because of the way he moves to the right. He does move to the right a ton, way more than he does in real life, so that's just where it's off. But you know, we just don't have any bases that really capture that foot motion, so I tried to give you all some options here, you know, just to capture that accurate motion with his feet. All right, guys, and let's go ahead and take a look at RJ Barrett. First of all, let's talk about the release. If you want the original release from the stream, where the release has that off hit on top of the ball, kind of like the still that I showed, where it's going to be the same exact thing, release 88, release 119, and release blended to 50. I, after the stream, went ahead and bumped that blend up to 60 because I just didn't see his hand on top of the ball that much. The first base that we showed, this goes pretty much straight up and down. Is going to be base 40. This looks great. It's very accurate for him. One alternative that's a little bit more of a lower vertical set type shot was release 12. Still captures everything that we're looking for in the shot. The most athletic shot that we showed in the one from stream is Jumpshot 17. This is my personal favorite. I know a lot of people were concerned about how much he jumped to the right. That's okay. That's why we have options. As we move over to the free throw, we were able to capture RJ's free throw. It is very textbook and something that, you know, captures, you know, his exact form to the T. For the dribble pull up, we went with the Macklemore pull up. The reason being is he really what I like to call is he sticks his shots. So on his pull ups, he's gonna dribble up, hop, shoot, and then kind of plant. Really stationary type pull-ups. I really like Macklemore for him. When he goes to his left, he has a leg kick. Macklemore is the only one I've seen have a leg kick to the left, so we wanted to copy that. For the spin jumper, we go with Trae Young. RJ actually does spin jumpers all the time, so we had a bunch of footage to capture the spin jumper. When he does that spin jumper, it's not that he doesn't keep it's not that he doesn't get a lot of vert, it's just that he keeps his legs very straight, and I thought Trae Young was the one that captured that the best. For the hop jumper, I went with normal. I noticed RJ doesn't kick his legs much, has a very straight up and down step back, very textbook, but he gets it off and it works for him, so that's why we went with normal. When you get to the layups, we go with the default small layup package. Some people pointed out you could also go with Harden. I personally chose default small. We try to use this for guards or wings that attack the basket from below the rim. That's a lot about RJ's game. We'll go ahead and scroll through his dunk packages. RJ dunks a lot, but he doesn't have a lot of variety in his dunks, so we didn't have that many dunk packages for RJ. as we move over to the post game, as I said, we found so many different spin jumpers. I only could find him doing one actual fadeaway, and it looked a lot like the one 2K had laid out for him. It's not super athletic. It doesn't have a crazy leg kick. He kind of just hangs that left leg out of there as he's fading to his right. So we stuck with normal 2. We found some footage of him doing a post hook. We also stuck with Pro 2 there. It's kind of like a flick shot. It kind of flicks it up at the rim, so we really like that. Now for the signature size ups, guys, this is where we can play around with it. RJ is an athletic wing who is much more into straight line drives, but when he does set his size ups up, he usually sets it up with starting with a double between the legs dribble. I thought Jason Kidd captured that, but I do think it's very flashy for him. If you don't like the Kidd size up, you could actually just go with basic, but I think basic is a little bit not flashy enough, so it's up to you in terms of which you want to use between basic and Kidd. I think what I'll do is I'll use Kidd, and then right after that initial crossover, just either drive out of it or combo out of it, and not let the whole animation play out. But those are just our options for RJ Barrett and his handle. All right, guys, and that's going to do it for today's jump shot fix. Don't forget to hit that like button, and if you like this type of content, be sure to hit subscribe for more. Also, don't forget to leave me a comment down below letting me know who you all want me to work on next. Be sure to follow me on all my social networks, Instagram and Twitter at ShadyMikeGaming. Other than that, it's your boy. I'm signing out. Peace. Threes.